go. Relentless effort for 60 minutes. Dominate on 3. 1, 2, 3. Dominate.
Honey, where are you going?
Where are you going?
Again? Just where are you going?
Where are you going? You're not going to the bar again, are you?
You like hanging out, drinking beer at the bar, talking sports? Come on out and join us weekly. Guys at the Bar Talking Sports, your podcast for just that. Hanging out, drinking some beer, talking sports.
Hey, everybody, this is your boy Ray here from Guys at the Bar Talking Sports. Thank you for joining us for another week looking at all of the topics that are going on in sports. We're going to talk about college football today. Heisman came out this week. We're going to go and talk a little bit, have some reactions about the Heisman race that we had, that Army-Navy game from last week. And then we got some bowl games coming up and so forth. And obviously, the playoffs are this weekend as well, and we're going to be talking about those things. So keep on staying tuned. Listen to the show, and you know what? We enjoy all of y'all and all the people that listen to this show, especially those that are in the Facebook group, so you can join us, have that conversation with us from the Facebook group. All you got to do is type in Guys at the Bar Talking Sports. If you find the page, you can also find the group, because we have a group and we got the page. Join the group, have some conversations with us, and let us know what you think. And then if you want to, you can also check out our website, guysatthebartalkingsports.com. There you can find every place to listen to the show. If you listen through Apple Podcasts, if you listen through Spotify and so forth, you can do that. And then, you know what? We drink a lot. It's just the way it is because we're Guys at the Bar Talking Sports, right? Yep. So my lady over there, Cheeks, she has some fine wine. You know, we got some fine bourbon up in here. But if you want to support the show, you can do that and help us to buy those drinks and good quality sound and so forth. And you can do that by Venmoing us at Guys at the Bar Talking Sports. So thank you all for any donations that you make to the cause. Let's go ahead and get some introductions done, shall we? All right, so we got the Chief over here. How you doing, Chief?
I'm doing wonderful.
Wearing that North Carolina shirt. I'm wearing my Florida Gators shirt. They are playing each other in basketball. Gators 10-0 for the first time since 2005. Watch out for this team.
Not after tonight.
I don't know. Yeah, I guess we'll see. North Carolina is not doing the same. They're not playing the same ball they have played in the past, but
they're not.
They're still a good team.
They are a good team. All right, so we got my man Chopper over there with the extra long wire for his headphones. How you doing there?
I am doing fantastic.
Thank you for coming out today, drinking your
Love
Bud Light over there, and a little bit of bourbon.
A little whiskey thief.
Double fisting, baby.
Yeah, whiskey thief. Yeah,
and
that's what we do. How we do it.
Thank you for the Mountain Man. How you doing, Mountain Man, bringing in that whiskey thief?
I'm good,
you must
man.
be celebrating a bowl win that's going to happen tonight for your West Virginia Mountaineers, huh?
Celebrating the head coach, maybe, the new head coach, but not necessarily a bowl win.
Oh, yeah, new head coach.
Rich Rod, baby.
Feeling good about that choice?
Yeah.
All right.
Championships coming home.
It's coming. Well,
unfinished business. That's the motto going in.
Maybe a Big 12 championship.
I didn't say what kind. I just said championships. It might just be a state championship. We're going to get it.
Might get Pitt.
They might beat Pitt. Backyard brawl for championship.
He's got to beat Pitt. I'm going to give you a quick little tidbit. The last game he coached, I mean, you guys probably don't really care or remember, but the last game he coached was in that wild 2007 season. We lost to Pitt 13-9. We should have went to the national championship game. We play Pitt next year on September 13th. That is 9/13. So
sounds exciting.
Sounds interesting, huh?
Yeah, this is a good luck game or a bad luck game?
Yeah,
it better be hey, I messed up the first time. We're going to take care of business this time.
Take care of business. All right, national championship on the way to the West Virginia Mountaineers. Huh?
Heard it here first.
He predicted it here first. Hey, at some point you might be right in the future, you know?
Which nation?
Yeah. All right, and we got Cheeks. How you doing, Cheeks?
Doing great, guys. Good to be back.
You're twinning it with your headphones with old Chopper over there.
Silver is the way to go.
Silver is the way to go.
Silver and black.
If y'all don't notice, we have better sound quality, those that are listening to this show, because we have microphones. Each of us have our own microphones. So one stupid microphone sitting in the middle of the table. So, yeah, I mean, I think it sounds great if you listened to the show last week. Just compare the two, you know? Anyway, that doesn't matter to y'all. Let's just go ahead and jump into the show, shall we? Heisman reactions. Heisman Trophy reactions. Man, Travis Hunter wins the Heisman. All of us were kind of thinking, that's not going to happen. But Chief.
What? I said it last
All
week
right.
on podcast.
One of us
Travis
said it
Hunter
was
winning.
Yeah, I think it wasn't a surprise to anybody that Travis Hunter was going to win the Heisman, right? Why are you shaking your head at me, Mountain Man?
I think we all agreed that Travis Hunter was going to win, but we all thought Genty should win.
Okay. Yeah, I guess that's true. Yeah.
I got you.
And you know what? In the interwebs and on the talk shows and so forth, like there was a lot of rambling about, hey, it was stolen from Genty and so forth. It wasn't stolen from Genty, in my opinion.
Both amazing players. Both contributed a lot to their teams. It's subjective. It's not like one of them was a runaway and didn't get it. No, it's subjective. It's that close.
Yeah, it's so funny to hear Josh Pate and some of the other talking heads. Like they can give great arguments for why Genty got robbed or why Travis Hunter would have got robbed. I mean, I mean, both guys are outstanding play. I mean, it was really hard to judge it. It's a shame. I do believe if Genty played for someone in the Big Four, he probably would have won it. I do think that's the one.
Would he
area.
have the same? Would he have the
that's
same
a good
numbers if he was playing at Alabama or something?
Maybe not.
Would have even put up 2,700 yards?
How big is he?
Well, that's my point.
185, I think.
Yeah, my point is if he put those same numbers up, but even if he put them up at Oklahoma State or TCU or North Carolina State, he would have won the Heisman Trophy.
Even this year,
Yeah.
against somebody playing both sides of the ball.
Yeah, I'm not saying again. I'm not
I
saying
don't
that
think he
Travis
would have
Hunter.
put those numbers up if he was playing with the big boys.
I'm saying I'm saying if he put those exact same numbers up.
Oh, if
I'm not
he-
saying
yeah.
what if. I'm saying if he did.
Yeah, if he was
He
135
wins,
yards away
he wins
from,
the Heisman Trophy.
yeah, if he was 135 yards away from beating Barry Sanders' record, then he would have won at any school, I would imagine.
At the end of the
because-
day, when it came down to it, and again, Travis Hunter is deserving. I'm not saying he is. I'm just saying at the end of the day, it was Colorado, Boise State.
I just remember, one Rebel saying that there's no way that Genty's going to win just because he is not at a Power 4.
Yeah.
And he was saying that from about mid-season. I remember him saying that. The thing is, we know that the Rebel is a little bit biased towards the lower conferences and so forth.
But
just
that
because of where
depends
he
against that goes, depend on the competition he's against, right? It's kind of a year by year thing.
So let me ask you
Right,
this.
so-
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I think this year, no, you wouldn't. But next year with no Travis Hunter and he did the same stats and nobody was even close, maybe they win it.
So let me ask you: if Travis Hunter played for Boise State and did what he did, and Genty played for Colorado and did what he did, who wins the Heisman Trophy? Travis Hunter or Genty? Genty wins the Heisman Trophy.
You think so? I mean,
Yep.
he would have had Deion Sanders sitting there, giving him pushing everybody towards that.
That's
And a
right.
lot of people say that Deion did that for Travis Hunter as well.
Which is fine. It's always been that way.
You got to politics a little bit. Why wouldn't you politic?
I mean,
right?
Oregon-
Isn't that what we do, Cheeks? We politic in this world.
Do y'all remember what Oregon did for Joey Harrington? They rented the whole side of a building in New York and put a poster up of him in New York to campaign for the guy to win the Heisman Trophy. He didn't win, but
Isn't it a little like oranges to apples that we're trying to compare these two guys? They both were amazing in their own rights.
Yeah, I mean, and
exactly, yeah.
either one of, I mean, you're in New York, you should win the Heisman, except for, I don't think that the quarterback at Oregon, my brain's not working right now.
Dylan Gabriel.
Dylan Gabriel, I don't think he should have been there. You look at his stats, and he did not have the stats of some other quarterbacks that were out there as well. And, but he's sitting there only because he's at Oregon, and they're an undefeated team and so forth. Like the things that he was able to do with that team. But you know what? I think any really good quarterback can go in Oregon and do that because they surround that bastard with some freaking beasts of wide receivers.
I mean,
They just have a strong team. They have a great line. I mean, if you're a top 10% quarterback, you're going to do those numbers in Oregon. So I don't even see why he was there.
well, I mean, of course, and I made a post, one of the comments to your post on Facebook. We're all arguing about it and having a good discussion about it. It's fun, right? And Cheeks is right. You can't really compare them. But this time next year, we're probably not going to remember much about it because last year the argument is Jaden Daniels or Marvin Harrison Jr. Who's it going to be? Who's it going to be? And Jaden Daniels won, and no one even. I bet y'all even forgot that Marvin Harrison Jr. was at that ceremony and almost won. I mean, it's well, okay, Cheeks did.
No, I do.
Oh, okay.
No, that's a great point.
I mean,
Yeah,
it's
you're right.
it's fun to talk about right now. It's a good discussion, but this time next year we're going to be debating over who the next two guys that should get it.
Exactly.
Player's going to have a bigger impact in the NFL. do you
Exactly,
think?
which will probably be Travis Hunter.
Be Travis
No,
Hunter?
I don't think so. He's not. He's an above average player at both of the positions that he's in, but he's not going to go to the NFL and make. He's not going to go to the NFL and just destroy it.
So why do you say he's above? I mean,
He's above average at both positions. He's a really good wide receiver. He's not the best wide receiver that's out there right now.
do you?
He's the number 6 for total yards wide receiver. He's like number 22 for total. Number 6 for touchdown passes. I think it was number 22 for overall yards, and it was like number 50 something for whatever other stat they do.
He's
for
going to
wide
be a
receivers.
cornerback in the NFL.
And if he's a cornerback, he wasn't even in the top. He was in the top maybe 25 cornerbacks in the nation as well. If you look at his stats,
How much of that has to do with the fact that he played both sides of the ball? If he
That-
just played wide receiver or just played DB, I would be willing to bet he might have led one of those two categories or been in the top two.
And that's what I think is going to happen in the NFL. Is here's a guy who can play 60 minutes. That's unusual.
Charles Woodson.
And they're going to put him in one position on one side.
In the NFL, wide receivers are a dime a dozen in the NFL, according to some people. But defensive backs are worth gold.
Yep.
And if that's where he'll probably play. That's where I'd want to play him.
yeah, I mean you get someone that's playing the defensive side of the ball, it's hard to find someone that really understands it. He understands it. He knows when to turn his head at the right time to make those interceptions. I mean, he's great at what he does, but he wasn't the best at what he did. And it might just be because he was sitting there playing both sides of the ball, but maybe not. Who knows?
Yeah, I definitely think the award show. I didn't watch the award show, but I saw that he won. I think he won the wide receiver award.
Yeah, and he wasn't the best wide receiver in the country.
And he won. Did he win the defensive back award as well?
I think he did.
And he wasn't even. I mean,
and he won the Heisman. And he wasn't the best at any of those. And that robs somebody who is the best at their job, isn't it?
Those guys should have won that award and let him have the Heisman.
He has a 4.0 GPA.
Yeah. He
has a 4.0.
Basket weaving.
Yeah.
Probably business. if it's Deion's anything with, he's measured in business.
So the dude, he's a stand-up guy. If you listen to his speech, I don't know if anyone else listened to his speech,
great speech.
but I went in there because the first thing that came out of it was you start seeing Facebook blowing up. Oh, he had a famous rapper out there. What's the guy's name?
Lil Wayne.
Lil Wayne was there, and he's like he was surrounded himself with a bunch of celebrities, and all he did was thank them. And it's like, no, this dude went through and thanked he thanked the fucking doctor that delivered him practically. Thank you, doctor, for delivering me so I can make this all happen. So we can make this all happen. Thank you for my mom. Thank you for my grandma. Thank you for this. He went through the freaking list. And that's a humble guy to do that rather than trying to be all inspirational like everyone else tries to do. He just went in and said, you know what? I did this because y'all freaking put me here.
He's guilty by, let's be honest, he's guilty by association. I think people out there seem to think he's just like Shedeur. Cocky. And he's not. He's never been that guy.
He's so humble.
He is. That kid that put that dirty hit on him at the Colorado State game last year, they're like best friends now. I mean, he forgave him and didn't hold any ill will toward it, and even told people to back off on the threats against him. I mean, the kid seemed like a good kid. No doubt about it.
Well, you could tell he was raised right. The way that he responded to his family, thanking them, and he was authentic about everything, crying all over the coach.
Oh yeah, for his dad and stuff.
Yeah.
Throwing tears out, and I mean, it was it was nice to watch. I mean, I was sitting there practically choked up about him crying for his dad. I didn't know where his dad was at. It turned out his dad was just watching. With his boys. I don't know why he didn't get to come. Does anyone have any idea why he couldn't come?
Make it out there. He said
because
I don't know it.
I read.
Are we going on the record?
I just what I read.
Got some inside info.
Ankle bracelet.
His probation.
You heard
probation would not allow him.
His probation would not allow him to. Wow, that's
what I read. I don't know if that's true or not.
Okay.
Well, he had to go out of state. He wouldn't be able to go.
Yeah, I guess it's not like a death in the family or something, but you would think that they would let you go for your son winning the Heisman. You know what? Whoever is probation officer is a real freaking douchebag. Let's just say that.
Well, we don't even know if anyone asked.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're all slandering his dad.
No, I'm
right
not.
now.
As I read it, I don't know if it's true or not. I can't.
Okay.
I feel like I did read it on a credible page, but I don't know for sure.
the NCAAtroll.com.
No,
everything on the internet's true, right?
TMZ.
Right. Like CBS college football. So yeah, I don't know. Again, I don't have any clue, and that would make sense because his dad. They did show a video of his dad watching it crying. So it's not like there's any kind of his dad's not in prison. So I don't. Who knows? So I don't know.
Yeah, that's true. I was assuming. I was assuming the reason why I couldn't make it was because of something to do with the law. So if it was probation, then that's different. But
Deion would have flew him out there. He'd have paid for that.
Oh yeah, no. At the end of the speech, I mean, Travis Hunter said I flew the whole team out there.
He did.
Yeah,
he flew the whole damn team.
Yeah.
Out there to be there for that party that night. That's a stand-up dude right there. He's making money.
He can afford it.
Let me go ahead and throw $500 in a round trip ticket for my entire team. Let's go out there and party the night away, right? Was anybody surprised that Navy beat Army? We're gonna try and switch.
Yeah.
Very surprised.
Yeah. I wanted Navy to win, but I did not put any money on it.
31-13. That wasn't just
a big win.
That wasn't just we barely beat them. That was we dominated the game the whole time.
Yeah.
How many passing touchdowns were there?
Didn't you? You had a beer on it or something?
I said at least one, and you said you'd buy me a beer.
Here I got.
Not an open one.
I will buy you. I will buy you a beer next time we're at MJ's. Then okay. MJ's Bar and Grill here in Lake Carolina. Come on down.
Was it 2 passing touchdowns?
Say what?
2 passing touchdowns?
I don't know. I know there was one in the first half.
Yeah.
I think there was 3. Was there 3?
There was 3 passing touchdowns?
I think so.
Yeah, I mean, I'm the one that said there wasn't going to be any passing touchdowns just because these are both running teams. And you think if they're at the 4-yard line, they're just going to keep doing what they know what they're doing, right? They know how to run the ball. They know how to get some yards on, with a running play. So that's what I was assuming. But you know what? Navy beat Army.
That's why that game is fun because you never know.
You never know. I mean, both teams were, what were they? Both 8-0 at some point in the season?
Yes.
Until Army played Notre Dame? Or Navy played Notre Dame, sorry.
I think Navy's first loss was Notre Dame.
And then they lost the next 2 after that.
They lost to Rice and Tulane.
Yeah.
But, I will say this watching a little bit of it, Yeah, okay. Watching a little bit of it that I did, I'm very, very glad the Army did not make the playoff. I mean, they look
Good point.
That game cemented that position.
Yeah, because they're
Oh man.
What other teams in the top 12 you think have that possibility?
I mean, I knew you were going to say Boise State, but
Yeah.
I mean, Boise State has played on the big stage. They played a couple on the big stage this year. That was the first real big stage game. I mean, that's actually the second one. They laid it against Notre Dame, and they looked terrible against Navy. So, Notre Dame, okay, but boy, the way they looked against Navy in a game that was like a championship-style game, right? That means everything to those two schools.
Absolutely.
And they were out-coached.
Yep.
They were outsmarted. I mean, Navy did the fake punch, the passes. They did things that a desperate team would do. And I think you corrected me the other night and said, I said, oh yeah, they're like 4-8. You're like, no, they were 9-3. I'm like, oh crap, that's right. Navy is a good team.
Yeah, they were 8-3 going into that game.
So
Navy was good. I mean, think about this: Army and Navy both lost to Notre Dame, and then Navy had two stupid losses: Rice and
Tulane.
Yeah, it's like they probably should have won those games based on if the team that showed up against Army, because Army was good this year too.
Mm-hmm. Not when it mattered. They was the only game on television. That was the only game, and boy, they looked bad.
Well, and compare the two quarterbacks, the yards, 311 to 65. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's a night and day.
But neither team is a throwing team. That was unusual that there was one throwing touchdown, let alone two.
I wouldn't be surprised if Navy. You said they threw for 311 yards.
Yeah.
no, it was a total of
No,
311
total
yards in the game.
Oh, okay.
total. I'm sorry.
It was like 120 yards of passing for Navy and like 80 something for Army, if I remember correctly.
107 yards passing for Navy, and ran for 204.
I bet they didn't have 107 yards passing in four different games this year. Probably. Yeah, I mean they just don't do it.
Yep.
Yeah, it just shows you that you don't need to get that the committee should not get too trigger happy for these lower conferences. When it comes to, hey, we're undefeated, we lost one game, and a lot of people are saying Army should be in, blah blah blah. I mean, Tulane should be in if they would have won, blah blah blah. I mean, it's to me, even with Boise State getting in, I mean they're the highest. They were the highest ranked of the the
group of five.
Yeah. So that being said, let's not get too trigger happy with them because you go in there and you lose your Army, you lose the Navy. If it wasn't the regular season, then they would have said, "Oh crap, he just made a humongous mistake."
Well, and Boise State, they lost by 3 to the number 1 team in the country on Fox primetime. So they have been on the big, and they played UNLV the second time on a big stage, the only game in town that night for a conference championship, and they looked even better than they did the first time they played UNLV. So I know you're trying to go at Boise. I have more confidence in them than I do Army.
I agree.
Somewhere, I think it was somewhere I saw that Boise State is getting more votes to win, or more people are choosing Boise State to win their first playoff game than who are they playing? I can't remember, but whenever it's not sure, they're not sure who they're playing yet actually because they're number 4.
Well, I did see. I think I saw the same thing. I was leading to the fact that they're 3-0 in Fiesta Bowls, and that's where this game will be played. Mm-hmm. And all 3 they were double-digit underdogs.
Yeah. All right.
That's the famous play, right?
The Statue of Liberty play.
Statue of Liberty play.
Yep. They beat TCU. They were down. They were 10. I think they were 10-point underdogs. And then Rich Rod in Arizona had won the Pac-12 championship, and Boise beat them in the Fiesta Bowl. So
Hey,
Boise,
don't count out Boise.
Boise gets the winner of Penn State SMU.
I could
Boise
easily see them beating either one of those two teams. To be honest with you.
Yeah, Penn State has a pretty good defense, but their running defense they'll get worn out if they're just if it's just Genty just running that ball up the middle every single time.
Well,
for sure.
And it could be SMU because if SMU can score and keep scoring,
Did you see the weather up there?
in
Penn State, I mean, 13 degrees. They're having to bring backhoes in to get the snow off the field. It's gonna be wild.
yeah, that's going to have a negative impact on those Texas boys.
Yeah.
Wow. All right. Smaller bowls, man. These bowl games like South Alabama versus Western Michigan. What's the purpose of these bowls? Should they replace some of those bowls with the 4 championship games that are being played the first week of the 12-team playoff?
No.
Because I was watching South Alabama, Western Michigan last week.
So go ahead, Chief. I'm sorry.
Not exactly I mean, I actually last year I watched a lot of these lower bowl games. These ones that are just no-name teams and so forth that have 6-6. They're 6-6 and they happen to get into a bowl game, and they're actually fun to watch last year. And
They are fun to watch.
They're okay to watch,
I
but
watched
there's
a
no
lot of them.
point in those bowl games.
Right, but they're usually well matched. You also got to remember these are not the big NIL money games. These are not the big. If you're playing for South Alabama, if you're an amazing standout, I get it. You're going to go in the portal, but if they're not, they're playing because this is their big stage. Hey, we made a bowl game. We're playing somewhere cool. We get to get fed it all week.
Yeah.
And they're the only people playing that day as well at that time.
Exactly.
Yeah. So the reason, and that's the reason why I think. I mean, they may not mean much to you and me, but they mean something to those because of the SEC and the
Means
Big
more. It
Ten.
just means more.
And the little guy will never ever have a chance. These bowl games mean something to these guys. I mean, it's
Absolutely.
it's a reward for them.
Absolutely. If any of us have played sports, regardless of the level you play, those games that you play mean something to you.
Yep.
And it could be I'm playing at South Alabama. This is my very last football game ever.
Yep.
Yeah, that means something to you.
Yep. And
That's true.
And Saturday night, 2 fan bases, one up in Kalamazoo and the other one down there in South Alabama, they were excited because they might end the season with a win. A season that the fan base is probably pretty happy about. Yeah. Tonight, West Virginia plays, Memphis. I guarantee it means a hell of a lot more to Memphis than it does West Virginia tonight. You're going to see it. It's Memphis's chance to say, "Hey, man, this is as good as it's going to get for us. We're not going to make the playoff."
Well, and they're ranked 25 going against unranked West Virginia.
And we don't beat ranked teams, so that's a guaranteed win for Memphis.
Well, don't you think that a lot of this has to do with just the sponsor money and the TV money more than anything?
Well, of course it has to do with the money.
Yeah.
That's the first
They're
thing.
not going to let the little guys go away.
Yeah, but it's those seniors that are on that team, you played football your entire life. From the time you're 4 years old or 7 years old or whatever. At what point your parents put you in football, and that's your last football game. Most likely, and what is it, like 94% of cases, right? Because only about 6% of those guys are going to go to the NFL. So you might play in some, lower division league somewhere, semi-professionally or something like that. But most likely, it's the last time you're playing football. You're graduating that year. You're going to go out and work and probably get a sales job somewhere. But to you, that's a freaking big deal, man.
With a quarterback from Florida State.
I remember my freshman year of high school, there was only 16 bowl games, and that was the first year they introduced the Las Vegas Bowl. And I'm thinking, man, they're killing it. They're putting too many bowl games. That only made 17 bowl games. There's 41 bowl games now. Oh, wow. So
it makes a great thing for the Guys Bowl Mania pool. Let's just say that.
Yeah.
Because we wouldn't have a Guys Bowl Mania pool. There was just 16 games, but with 40, what did you say? 41.
41, I believe.
40. No, I think it's 49.
No, it's 82 teams.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. 41.
The championship adds games.
Yeah.
I think they're counting that. They're counting the first round and the buys.
Are you sure about that?
I'm almost positive.
Okay. So whatever it is, that's a lot of bowl games, and that makes for the Guys Bowl Mania pool great. You can't get in it now, but next year, y'all better get into this thing. All right.
You could get it now, but you missed a whole bunch.
Ooh.
Yeah, actually, yeah. If you want to send the money in now, you can totally get in.
You
That's fine.
only missed 2.
You only missed 2. That's
You still have a chance.
3 today.
Oh,
Tonight's game.
Tonight's game as well, yeah.
Yep.
And I think at 3 o'clock tomorrow, 5:30 tomorrow, there's another game.
47 bowl games.
47.
Including
I knew it was more than 41.
So okay, wow. So it's even more.
that includes the playoffs and national championship.
So I was wrong. Yeah. So that's I guess that wouldn't be 94 teams though, because a couple of teams will go play 2 or 3 games.
Yeah. How many more years is Deion Sanders at Colorado? That's my favorite question of the day.
One more.
One more season?
I'm going to say one
He
more.
has one more son that's not going to the NFL. One son that's not going to the NFL.
Right. And I think he's going to.
Come on.
I'm sorry, Shiloh?
Shiloh,
Yeah.
yeah. No,
He ain't sticking around just for Shiloh.
No, I think he's just waiting for the right offer.
well, he'll take Shiloh wherever he goes, right? If
Yeah.
In my opinion, he's going to wait to see how Mike Norvell and Gus Malzahn do it in Florida State next year. He'll be there.
I think he's
Definitely
looking for a good
Colorado
one.
one more year.
Yeah. I think one more year because you can't bank everything on just this one good season.
And Kalen DeBoer at Alabama.
So
Yeah, he's not going to Alabama.
my question back to you then: why you have? I guess you think he ain't going to stick around very much longer?
No, I think that one more year sounds about reasonable. I don't think it's going now. I mean, he's only been there for 2 seasons. There are a lot of coaches that have one really good season and they end up getting picked up by an SEC or Big Ten team. That happens frequently enough, I'm sure. So,
But name an SEC team that's going to get rid of their coach.
Well,
I don't
Yeah, I
think.
mean-
I don't think so.
Other
I think
than
he's waiting for.
Mississippi State?
I think he's waiting for.
no,
him to
Mississippi
fall.
State they're on Mississippi State's on year 1 of their coach right now. Obviously, had a crappy season, one of the worst seasons that Mississippi State's ever had. It's not like they've had great seasons in the past anyway. So, but that I don't think he's going to Mississippi State. I think that you're looking at next year. There'll be a couple of firings here and there. I mean,
Yeah.
Billy Napier may get fired at Florida. That's a pretty good place to go coach at.
I think he'd take that in a heartbeat.
Yeah, I mean Auburn. I mean, I think that if they don't start winning next season.
Yeah, we have
think Hugh Freeze is
we have a
stay
top
around?
5 recruiting class coming in right now.
I mean, that's huge. You guys are really recruiting well.
Very well, very well. And so Hugh Freeze is a good coach. He's going to put it together. He just hadn't found the right recipe yet. He'll be there.
I think you're right. I think
Yeah.
the Norvell situation. I really think that's the one that would. I mean, first of all, I don't know why you.
What
would
does he
leave-
have? $80,000 or $80 million contract right now?
I mean, I don't know why he would leave Colorado. He can do whatever he wants. They've given him the keys to the whole thing. He's like Bill Belichick.
Because they have 40,000 seats in their stadium, and it's not the highest profile school to be coaching at.
Well,
When
he's
you get
made,
coaching,
he's made it that way, though.
Well, but you got to remember. Okay, so he took a team that was 4-8 his first year.
yeah.
He went 6-2 this year. Yeah, he got a Heisman winner, and he did go 4.
Hold on, 6-2. He
You're
lost
talking conference.
conference.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm telling you. Well, okay, so he's 4-1 in the conference.
no, he's
No.
He's played. He's
They played 12
You're missing a
games.
few games.
You're having a brain fart.
He's
over
8. He's 8. He's either 9-3 or 8-4 this year.
You have the ratings through.
I thought it was
week
9-3, to be honest with you.
They lost 3 games. Yeah, they're
Yeah.
9-3.
But they were 1-11 when he took the job.
Yeah, they're 1-11.
He's done a great job there.
They won 4 games. They
Yeah.
won the first 4 games last year. Everyone thought they were going to be national champions, and then
Yeah,
they
because
lost
came
the
out
rest of the
tough
games.
right out the gate. Yeah.
Yeah, and then this year they've been playing pretty good ball. I mean, overall, I was a huge skeptic going into the season, and I was like, my mind changed a little bit. He upped his Deion Sanders made the value of his coaching from what is he making, like $4 million a year right now? I think he could go in there and claim $19-20 million a year easily right now.
A year?
No, I don't know about
yeah.
that. They're not making that
I don't.
now, are they?
I can't see a college coach making that. Now maybe he gets that for his assistants and everything. But
Maybe 13.
yeah, I mean, yeah. I just
Every year there's like somebody that comes in and gets a humongous contract.
Yeah, but I think that world is changing a lot, like what we're seeing in the NFL with the free agency thing.
Okay.
Because the buyouts have gotten so ridiculous that coaches are now going to have incentive-based contracts. I just can't see that continuing to go
I
on.
agree.
Well, and what about the coaches who are paying in now? Mike Norvell and
Yeah, he's paying back what, 450,000?
no more over $1 million.
Is over $1 million?
And who's at was it Oklahoma State? Who's at Oklahoma State?
Gundy. No.
Yeah, Mike Gundy.
Is he putting money into it?
Yeah, he's putting money in. It was.
Oh yeah, LSU.
Oh, and,
Kelly.
and there's
Kelly,
pressure
yeah,
on
Brian
Brian Kelly.
No, he put
he did?
last year. He put $1 million in. They can't actually
No, they
put
put it
$1 million
into a fund
They can't
collective.
they can't put it into an NIL deal, and they have to put it into like a nonprofit that the school runs for all students is what it is.
Right.
But then again, that money is he's saying I'm going to put $1 million up if you guys donate to our NIL. So instead of the
pass-through.
instead of Booster sending money to that organization, they just create NIL money. Exactly.
Well, I mean, if Deion was going to go anywhere, he'd have already went by now. It's too late to change.
There's
it.
no.
He's not going this year.
Yeah.
He's not going this year.
I don't see.
Does
gonna
Mike
have
Norvell turn Florida State around next year?
He does not.
If they lay an egg next year, he's gone.
Look at their
Right.
good news
That's
is-
where Deion will be, in my opinion.
The good news is DJ Alphabet is out of there.
from a recruiting standpoint, he is not looking good for high school recruiting. He's probably had some commits so far right now, but we won't know until probably April or May whether he's going to have the transfer portal that he needs. Oh, you got me a pale ale, huh? Trying to get me drunk, Beth? All right. That's all good. Okay, so moving on. Let's go ahead and move away from this topic here, and let's go on to the draft, shall we? Who do y'all think are going to be the top 3 draft picks this season? Here is the list that they're saying are going to go first. Cam Ward, Shedeur Sanders, Travis Hunter. That's the betting odds favorites. Tetairo McMillan from Arizona is my first pick. Best wide receiver in the country, most yards, 1,300 yards or something like that, as a wide receiver. 2 seasons in a row, he hit 1,300 yards. That guy is a beast. He's at Arizona. But they're saying that Shedeur Sanders, Cam Ward, and Travis Hunter are going to be the first ones picked. Obviously, you're looking at Shedeur Sanders, great quarterback. Travis Hunter, great wide receiver and corner. Cam Ward's a great quarterback as well. So, thoughts, guys? Come on, bring it to me.
It really depends upon, in my mind, who's going to finish up the NFL season in the basement.
Yeah, okay, so you got
the team and their needs, right?
Right, because both the Jets and the Giants, New York desperately needs a quarterback. So
there's
who
not-
would they look at? Shedeur Sanders.
There's not much in quarterbacks like really good. I mean,
No, but Shedeur
Shedeur Sanders, yes, but I'm
Yeah.
saying there's not Shedeur Sanders plus 5 other good
No.
quarterbacks this year.
No, it's actually unusual because
Cam
the last
Ward.
couple of years there's been some pretty good quarterbacks that have gone out, and then pretty good college quarterbacks have gone out, and then this year it's basically Cam Ward and Shedeur Sanders.
Right.
And then you have a few others, but I was looking at the top 10 and I was like, yeah, I know who they are, but I don't like. They're not like somebody that you're
Well,
going
like
to hear
Abdul
about.
Carter.
Drew Aller announced he's playing at Penn State again.
Yeah,
He announced it today.
yeah. I mean, quarterback for Georgia,
Carson Beck.
Carson Beck, he's going, but I mean his his numbers are. He has another year to play quarterback.
He should come back.
If he could make a couple $1 million to come back, he should definitely come back.
Quinn Ewers staying?
Quinn Ewers is going to be declaring for the NFL as well.
Are you sure about that?
Supposedly, but I've been seeing some NFLtroll.com saying that he's not. He's going to go play somewhere else. But like I said, those are just interwebs that are just.
Arch Manning goes to Ole Miss. In that case,
I've been hearing that's another thing that I see online as well. But all that stuff's bullshit. Arch Manning is staying where he's at.
I don't know.
No. Texas is such a high-profile program right now. They're going to stay. He's going to stay exactly where he's at.
Yeah, I think the Mannings, and they're all involved in it. I think they like the potential. I think they like what Steve Sarkisian brings to an NFL-style quarterback more so than Lane Kiffin. I think if they had to pick between the two, I think they would
but
like.
If Quinn Ewers stays, does Arch Manning stay too?
Quinn Ewers is going to stay at Texas.
I think he's going to the draft.
He's going to the draft. Yeah, he's going to the NFL.
I think so.
I don't think
this is a good year for him to go to the NFL because there's not a dearth of quarterbacks.
Yeah, there's Carson Beck, there's Quinn Ewers, there's Shedeur Sanders, and there's and Cam Ward are pretty much the 4 top prospect quarterbacks that are out there. All of them have relatively good seasons. I mean, Carson Beck underperformed. I think Quinn Ewers underperformed. We were talking about Quinn Ewers being a Heisman candidate at the beginning of the season.
Until they played Georgia the first time. Yeah.
Yeah, and the second time. And the fact that every 4th game he lays an egg.
I mean,
is basically how he is.
There's another quarterback out there.
Talking about Quinn Ewers or Carson Beck?
Oh, both. Yeah, both. Actually, both. Yeah.
There's another quarterback out there that the style, like if you look at Lamar Jackson, you look at Jalen Hurts, you look at Jaden Daniels, Kyler Murray, Jalen Milroe could go first round. He might go late first round, but he could very easily be drafted because of his way he plays.
I don't know why he doesn't stay around at Alabama one more season as well.
Isn't he a senior?
No, he has one more. He has one more year of eligibility.
Oh, okay. I thought he was a senior.
He's got another year of eligibility. He's got another year of NIL.
Yeah, because this is his second season. This is his second season starting at Alabama, so he has at least another year of eligibility. I'm sure.
Okay.
And I'm sure he redshirted then if that was the case. I mean, we could have the people in the back look it up. Producers, come on, let me know. But that being said, I mean, it's a good year for quarterbacks because they could get drafted, and there's going to be at least a need for 4 or 5, 6 quarterbacks that are.
Jackson Dart.
He's actually in the draft as well. I think he might go high. He's an NFL style quarterback. The guy can throw.
He can.
I mean, he's definitely accurate.
Yep.
When it comes to winning the big games, they didn't really do that too much, but. I don't know. I mean, he's definitely someone that could get drafted.
And like Cheek said, it depends on the team. Like if the Raiders are the first pick, I would bet your house that the Oakland Raiders take Shedeur Sanders. No,
that's what they're saying in Vegas as well.
doubt
That's the odds are saying that he goes to the
and New England Patriots.
Las Vegas.
New England Patriots seem to be pretty sold on Drake May, their rookie quarterback. And if they're in the top 3 and Travis Hunter's there, that's where he's going to end up going.
I don't know, man. I'm a Patriots fan. I don't want Travis Hunter to go there.
Wow.
No, and I think one of the New York teams is definitely going to get a whole bunch of good guys.
Travis Hunter.
I think they'll go for Travis Hunter. I think they'll go for
the Giants need a quarterback. The Giants need a quarterback bad.
They definitely do, and so do the Jets.
Well, but
you think Rodgers
they'll be
sticking
top
around
10.
for another year?
They'll be top 10. But I mean, I get the question is do you take Travis Hunter and I mean you got to take Cam Ward if you're the Giants. You have to.
Yeah. I mean, he would do well. He's going to be good in the NFL for sure.
Unless the Giants plan on trying to lure a free agent quarterback, which there ain't no free agent, right? Really any good free agent quarterback.
None of them are going to the Giants.
So the guys in the back said that Milroe has 1 year left of eligibility, but he's expected to go to the draft.
Yeah, and he's definitely. I mean, it shows that NIL money is not what the NFL money is because these guys that are going into the draft, if he's drafted in the first round, he's fine, right? But in the money goes down in the second round, third round. But a 13th round, was it 12 rounds or 13 rounds in the NFL draft?
No, just 7.
Is it 7? Okay, so by the 7th round, it's the last round. They're making like $500,000 a year or something.
To make a minimum wage.
Yeah, basically.
If Jalen,
I'll take $500,000 a year.
I would too.
Yeah, we all have pretty big contracts with guys who are talking sports, but $500,000, not that big. So
I'll tell you what, I hope all the teams think like your Patriots and just skip on Travis Hunter and he falls right to Washington. I would take him at Washington right now.
You guys aren't going to be that high up in the draft, though.
We're going to be in the 20s somewhere, but I'm saying if all these other
he
teams
won't be around for 20.
I know because the Patriots don't take.
Yeah,
they need somebody. The Patriots need identity. They've got nothing. They're not Belichick. They're not Brady. They're the Patriots of the 90s, the early 90s. They're nobody.
As a Tar Heel, I'm willing to give him Belichick back.
That's I don't know if we're supposed to talk about that or not. That's an interesting.
Hey, it's coming. Actually, that was my next topic. So, thank you for helping me lead into the next topic then, and that is going to be what is everyone's thoughts about Bill Belichick hiring UNC? $20 million guaranteed going to the NIL fund, supposedly. I mean, that's a pretty big chunk.
Got that Michael Jordan.
Florida's NIL fund is like $16 million, so that's going to be Florida's.
Pull your shirt back there a little bit, Chief. Who's that logo on the side there? That's Michael Jordan.
MJ.
I think they've got plenty of money.
You think
The man is gazillionaire.
Yeah,
I guarantee you, he probably opens up. Jordan's very discreet in the way he does business.
Yeah, you don't see him on
that school was getting money out of his pocket.
Yeah, you don't see him in the news at all.
No, he's very good at that.
Yeah, he's actually he's a really low profile.
But North Carolina is a basketball school. The ACC is a basketball conference.
Okay,
are they going to stand?
I don't know. Have you looked at the top 10 lately?
Yeah, they're not in the top 10.
No, I mean, there's like 7
the basketball.
SEC
You only got
schools
to pay about 5 players in basketball.
Truth.
That's all you got to pay in basketball. 5 guys.
Speaking of which,
if you have 2 really good players on your team, you're probably going to be going pretty. You're going to be in the Sweet 16.
Yeah, Duke's only got 2 players, and they're going to be in the Sweet 16 at least.
I think y'all are a soccer school now.
We're getting way ahead of ourselves, though. I don't start talking about
Vermont
basketball.
is a soccer school now. Did you see Vermont won the national championship yesterday?
Yeah,
in soccer?
In soccer, NCAA Division I.
They beat.
That was not on my topics, but wow, that's pretty
The
interesting.
indoor soccer?
No.
They beat Marshall in overtime.
Oh, that was great.
If you get a chance to
Great
YouTube the
game.
clip, it was one of those like breakaway. The guy fell down, and the goalie around tried to block it, and he fell down. And just an easy little kick in for the win.
Yeah.
And he wins.
It was in sudden death at this point.
Yeah.
You got to watch out for that University of Vermont, man.
And Vermont knocked out Denver, but Marshall beat Ohio State in the Final
Right.
Four to get in.
Yeah,
so.
Marshall's always good.
Yeah.
So am I assuming that nobody wants to talk about Bill Belichick at UNC?
No.
We just glossed over that topic.
I think it's
so
I think
fast.
it's
He
a
went
great
there to-
hire. A great hire.
He went there to get his next girlfriend.
He went, okay.
No, he already has a girlfriend.
I got to be honest.
Even though she could graduate.
As a Tar Heel, I would really like to see us pick up a coach who's not on their last coaching gig.
73 years old, or 70, he's 73.
72.
I was watching the news conference. They said one of the questions was, why at 72 do you want to keep playing football? Or why do you want to keep coaching football? He's like, man, you just do what you love. Like, it's not work to me. I just love coaching. And you can understand
That's
that.
his way of life.
He's the old school coach that just wants to coach until he dies. He's Joe Paterno, essentially.
Yeah.
Without the, he has a lot of those controversies as well. So he's Joe Paterno.
Yeah.
Well,
Going to do it till he dies. When he gets fired, he'll be dead 3 months later,
see, the thing about him is,
Rest in peace.
and I made this, me, I always
Jordan will be set.
I'll always try to shoehorn West Virginia into this podcast.
Yes, you will.
So,
Yeah,
so
you
yeah, the next day, Rich Rodriguez got hired, right? So, half the fan base in Morgantown are upset about it. But West Virginia made a business decision hiring him. North Carolina made a business decision. The college game is changing, and it's operating more and more like a pro business with the best free agency model. Maybe not the way we like it, but as far as player friendly, the best free agency model going. So who better to hire
Than Bill Belichick.
and bring
that's true.
like a 3-time GM of the year Mike Lombardi with you to help run the show.
Yeah.
They are, look, Colorado was the first by bringing Deion in. Deion don't have to coach. Deion's got to get out the sunglasses, cowboy hat, and white beard and talk shit.
And pistachios.
Talk shit, and you get a Heisman Trophy winner, and you're always in conversation. That's what North Carolina's done with a different attitude, but it's a business decision. And Michael Vick just got hired today to coach Norfolk State. Never coached anything. Eddie George is a coach. Ed Reed's a coach. These guys are getting jobs.
He was a dog trainer, right?
That's fast.
Oh.
Man, I think you go all the way back, though, to Lou Holtz at South Carolina and Steve Spurrier at South Carolina. Very similar hires.
Yeah,
Bill
true,
Belichick
but the
at North
model of the game is
The
different.
model of the game is 100% difference between 2012 or 20. When did Spurrier hired? 2006 or something like that. Right after he left. Yeah,
I
anyway,
think 2005. maybe.
2005, 2006. So the model of the game is 50.
The game has changed,
Yeah.
but the iconic type coach that has been successful elsewhere, and everybody thinks, well, they're going to retire, and they come back and
Yeah.
they do well. Lou Holtz did well at South Carolina. Steve Spurrier did well at South Carolina.
Yeah.
Steve Spurrier was like the best coach ever.
And
at South
everybody doubted him, like, oh my God, he's coming back. He's coming to South Carolina. Ugh.
Yeah, Bill Belichick will
And,
be
and he
fine.
did well.
Bill Belichick will-
he's going to be fine.
He'll be doing good.
I fully
It'll
expect
be for recruiting.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
You're going to get recruiting. You're going to get. It's going to be it's all business deals, man. College game is the game we love. Is going to change.
And every one of those students is like, where am I going in 4 years?
That's 2 years, maybe.
Yeah, 3 to 4. In 3 to 4 years, where are you going to put me? Are you going to get me in the NFL? And that was That was Nick Saban's stick with, like you come to Alabama, you're going to be going to the NFL. We have more players in the NFL than any other school out there. So come on down. And Bill Belichick has enough connections with the NFL. Make sure that all those guys get profile that they have. Make sure you're going to get the money that you need. And
he's going to coach it like an NFL team.
Exactly.
And he's got the keys. He's got the keys to the house, man.
Did you guys see the promotion today? It was awesome.
Talk to me.
He actually had a whole press conference based upon his sweatshirt that they gave him, just like the one he had for the Patriots, without the arms and everything.
The sleeves. I saw that, yeah.
It was awesome.
Oh yeah,
a press conference for a sweatshirt.
His press conference was really interesting to watch, just to see. I mean, you always think of Bill Belichick, like the way they portray him in the media is he's just some dude that's just like, I don't know, dry as hell, nothing to talk about. But I mean, he seems like he loves he obviously loves the game.
If you've watched him on Pat McAfee show this season, McAfee is he's something, because he made Nick Saban likable this year, and he made Bill Belichick likable. Bill Belichick did his show once a week for the last 10 or 15 weeks or whatever, and Belichick let him ask like some questions Belichick would dodge because they were definitely off the wall, silly questions. But Belichick, the way you heard him talk and say things, it wasn't that we're on to Cincinnati, that crap. He actually answered him and he was likable. You actually enjoyed listening to him, So that helps
bringing him out of his shell.
Yeah, and I wouldn't be surprised if he still don't continue to do that show once a week. I bet you, even as a coach, he'll still do that show once a week.
When you got some 20-year-old Tang and you're doing well, you're having just plenty of fun to come out of your shell.
What a guy!
You guys saw the mermaid picture, right? Tell me y'all saw the mermaid.
Oh dear God. Yeah.
All right, so
I can't even roll my eyes enough.
Switching gears here, folks, shall we? So Marshall opts out of the Independence Bowl only because they had too many players hit the portal. This is a tragedy of college football, in my opinion. The fact that they allow people to start hitting the portal early in December, and you got to make some decisions by, what is it, the 24th or the 21st?
27th.
Yeah, that needs to move for football. It needs to not start until, I think, the day after the national championship.
Well, that's January 20th this year.
Yeah, and the reason why they have it in December is because that's when schools are on break, and they're going to be starting back up mid-January. So those guys have got to get enrolled and ready to go. But yeah, there needs to be a change to the way that they're doing it.
January 1st, I would say January 1st, because no one is playing in a bowl game from January 1st on is opting out because you're in the playoff.
Correct.
And you're
not
doing
with that.
Yeah, but the rest should be up December 31st. Should be midnight. January, whatever.
Yeah, and put these people on a fast track to get enrolled in your school, so you're ready.
It already is.
And it already is.
Probably someone whose job it is to accept them, approve them, give them a course schedule, place to live, everything.
Those guys don't do anything
in 4 hours.
Yeah, less than that. Yeah, they're like, okay, we got these 4 transfers coming in, boom, 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 we're done. Yep. And that's what they need to do, because it does not need to be Marshall having to opt. I mean, you have to opt out of your bowl game. Like, Marshall is not the team that's. I guess they're in a bowl game pretty much every year, right? But those guys, I mean,
47 bowls.
Yeah,
yeah.
But you're taking away a good thing from a lot of players because you had 20 guys that decided to hit the portal.
To be fair, I mean, I do follow Marshall a little bit, being from their West Virginia school, but it's not so much that all those kids were really, really good and were getting plucked by the teams. That was a messy situation with the coach leaving, and those 30 players were mad the coach didn't get a contract extension, and they jumped in the transfer portal. If the transfer portal did not open until January 1st, those players just would not have played. They would have opted. They just wouldn't have played in the ball game. So Marshall still could have been. They still could have been in a position where they couldn't fill a team.
You need to turn your body, not your face, when you're talking.
Oh, my bad.
In the microphone.
So anyway, so that's one of those things where Marshall may not have been able to play in it anyway just because of the coaching situation.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, that's true. But it just sucks that happened. It's the first time it's happened yet because of NIL, or not NIL, but the portal, right?
Yeah, 2020 they had a lot of 2020 they had a lot of opt-outs because of COVID, and some team had I think West Virginia and Army ended up playing in the bowl game in 2020 because they were the only two teams during that time frame that everybody, their opponents couldn't, because all the kids got COVID, so they ended up having to play each other. So
I remember that.
Such a silly, weird.
Yep.
Has the NIL changed things a little bit? For example, I've heard rumors that Carson Beck and Ewers have considered just moving to another school, getting like a $2, $3, $4 million contract or NIL deal to play there for one more season, so forth.
Why not?
Yeah, why not? So
why not?
NIL might actually make college football better. Like, you're going to get the teams like Oregon every year. What did they do? A couple of years ago? They brought Bo Nixon. Yeah. Was it for 2 seasons that he played, or just 1 season? Was it 2 seasons? Yeah. And he had an amazing final season there.
9th and his 10th year of college.
Yeah, yeah. And that being said, like, but now if
The D double major.
if some of these high quality quarterbacks decide to go play at a place like Oregon that's willing to, like Oregon, they're probably, I feel like they're recruiting from the ground up from high schools to get those players that are like your wide receivers, your corners, your linemen, your defensive linemen, so forth. But those key players, like having a couple of wide receivers, are getting those in the portal. They're getting a great quarterback out of the portal and quickly learn the system. Someone that's really smart, knows what they're doing, and then boom, they can throw them in pretty quick. You get someone like Quinn Ewers to go to Oregon next season. I mean, that's going to be a huge opportunity for him to make a ton of money.
Yeah, I agree with that. Why be in a rush to go to the NFL?
Why? Yeah.
Why?
I don't.
Stay one more year,
Depends on
get
what
more
you-
money, have fun
Yeah,
in college,
depends
right?
your NIL.
And there's at least 20,000 girls at every school that are
Absolutely.
going to fawn over you during that time too. So why wouldn't you? You know?
Well, Carson Beck's already
I agree
spoken
with that.
for, but I just don't like it. I don't mind the kids making money. I think they deserve to make money because God knows the schools have made a lot of money off their backs already, right?
They have.
And coaches got to do whatever they wanted, leave, and kids get stuck. I kind of like to go back to the model of if you transfer, you've got to either sit out a year or you can only transfer one time. That they've got to get it. You can't. TJ Finley, your boy, TJ Finley is on his sixth team. He just transferred to his sixth team.
Robbie Ashford's going to be the
That's
same
ridiculous.
way. You know, Robbie Ashford's going to go from Oregon to Auburn to South Carolina, and he just left.
Well,
He's probably going to end up at App State.
I mean, yeah, TJ Finley's on his 16. There was a meme that said that him and Shaq are the only ones that had rainbow jerseys because Shaq played for like 9 different teams and they had all the jerseys lined up. And now this TJ
Finley
teams.
was a backup to Bo Nix.
I just think that's ridiculous.
Robbie
Long time
Ashford's
ago.
got to find a school where he can start, but it's not going to be a big school. I think App State could be the right place.
He might end up
Yeah, I
at
feel
App
like
State, Robbie Ashford.
Rebel thinks that's going to happen. Yeah.
And Robbie Ashford's a great player. He was the fastest guy on Auburn's squad.
Just don't ask him to throw it.
Period. He's
Right.
fast.
He can't throw, but he runs.
He is fast.
I
Really fast.
I think that, I mean, obviously the guys should make money when they're in college. These, like you said, they're making tons of money off these guys' backs as it is. It's a good thing that they're able to make money. I think that if you do, these guys that are not going to go in the first 2 or 3 rounds, they're going to make different decisions now than they otherwise would have. Like Anthony Richardson, for example, played at Florida for 1 season, he was there for 2 seasons, decides to go for the NFL draft, and now he's playing in Indianapolis, right? I think he's not playing right now. I don't watch NFL
No,
as much as I watch college.
he played Sunday.
Yeah, so but with him, like that was one of those ones that was like, holy crap, he went to the NFL, but NIL was not what it was when he left. And now it is. Like he might have made a decision to stay at Florida for another season or 2 if he was able to get $3-4 million a year to play there.
Yeah, but you know what happened to him was a crime. That's where the NFL, these know-it-all scouts and everything, are like, well, we're going to make him the next Lamar Jackson. They got to stop looking for the next guy and draft based on what their talent. And this is no knock on Anthony Richardson or Florida. He wasn't that great in Florida.
He wasn't. No,
He was not the number 3 pick overall. Good, and he got it because they were trying to make him something he's not, and it's a total fail. It's not working. I mean, I don't know. I feel like sometimes the players get done wrong because these guys are trying to think outside the box in the NFL, and it's
Yeah, he should have stayed at Florida a little bit
He should
longer.
have stayed
Got
at Florida.
himself a little bit more experience. Like he was not that good at Florida. The best we had a 5-7 season or something under him. Like it wasn't like we were winning that many games.
and he was splitting time with Emery.
Emory Jones, the first season he was spent time with Emory Jones. The second season he was on his own.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's not like like I said, we had a 5-7 season. It wasn't that good. Or Florida has a 5-7 season. All right, so we got to move on to the Bulls, man. The playoffs. We got a couple more topics to talk about, and we're gonna have a Friday night game this week.
We got 4 games this weekend.
We do have 4, and we're gonna talk about all of them, Chief. All of them. Ready?
We
Are
got
you?
more than 4. We got more than 4.
Well, four that are part of the CFP.
And 2 NFL games.
Tell me about the West Virginia game, man.
That's tonight. They're playing
At 9 o'clock.
at 9 o'clock in about 20 minutes. They're playing
Tomorrow, when this show comes out, everyone will already know who won. So who do you think is going to win?
I think Memphis is going to win.
All right.
It's last year we played North Carolina.
Did you choose them in the pool?
No, I chose Memphis.
You did.
Yes,
You
sir.
went against your boys.
Well, I mean, I want to
Never go against your team, dude.
Look,
He
I'm
did
just
a lot in the beginning of the season.
yes.
You're a terrible
Let me tell you, something. I put my neck on this table back in August about that Penn State rant I had. And I was like
Yeah.
a fool, and I ain't doing it no more. Now, next year when we come out of the gates against Ohio or whoever we play first, I'm going to be sitting right here telling you how great we're going to be. But not so much right now.
Nothing wrong.
But last year we won our bowl game last year in the same situation against North Carolina, who was very good, but they had a bunch of guys set out. West Virginia wanted it more and killed North Carolina in the Mayo Bowl. That's going to happen to us this year. This is Memphis' Super Bowl. Not because it's West Virginia, but because it's a bowl game that they're going to win, and they can win.
I agree.
It's a trophy.
Hey, Crockpot, you do you.
I don't even get that, Crock. What is
you
that?
do you.
Crockpot, what does that mean?
I don't know.
I don't either. I don't get it.
It just came up one day, and somehow we ended up. We started calling you names.
I think
and
Rooster-
then all
I
of a
think-
sudden, within like
I don't
by the
know.
17th name, it was like Crockpot.
Oh, I thought it was Roosters too.
I said you're a crock, and then someone says Crockpot.
You know what?
Oh, Crockpot.
I think you're right. I think it was Rooster, and it was 2 weeks ago.
it was his Tourette's.
Hey, but Crockpot, you do you, okay?
You do you, Crockpot.
You get me on West Virginia, and I have to start talking. You have to kind of turn my mic off.
Hey,
know.
really
You
quick
know about
question.
you mountain people.
I could do that too. Check this out. Hold on. You're number 5 or you're number 5.
I'm 4.
Now you can't even talk. Try it. Yeah, he can't even freaking talk, man. All right, you're back on air. I have control over the microphone, baby. All right, Florida Tulane. Who wins? Come on, give it to me. Florida versus Tulane.
Florida.
All right.
Gators.
Notre Dame is hosting Indiana for a chance to play Georgia this weekend, Friday night. That's going to be. I think
that's going to be a great game.
I think that's going to be a wonderful Friday night game to watch for sure. I'll be taking care of my paralyzed dog while I am stressed out, and I'm going to watch that game. It's going to be freaking great. But who do you think wins that game, Crockpot?
I think Notre Dame blows them out.
Blows them out, huh?
Yeah.
Indiana doesn't even stand a chance.
I love Signetti, and I like what Indiana did. They're a great story, but Notre Dame blows them out.
What denotes a blowout? Is it 2 touchdowns, 3 touchdowns?
It's 24-7, 31-10, something like that.
Okay.
Interesting.
I think this is a Super Bowl for Indiana.
I'm
They'll
in
be
agreement.
doing that.
Well, I think they're
in state, you get to go play
Yeah, but
inside
who does it mean more to?
Indiana.
I think it means more to Indiana to win this game.
Yes,
No way,
it's a Super
folks.
Bowl for them.
This is Notre
Super
Dame.
Bowl
This is
for
Notre
them.
Dame's chance to win something. They haven't won anything in a long time.
I know,
This
but
is-
and that's exactly why it's the Super Bowl for Indiana.
I think Marcus Freeman is a good coach. I think that Kirk Cincinnati is a great coach as well. I think that Marcus Freeman has the better team behind him. So it's going to come down to better team versus better coaching.
I think this is the closest matchup this weekend.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it's a blowout by any means.
I think blowout.
No, it's not a blowout.
I think it's 2 touchdowns Notre Dame.
2 touchdowns to Notre Dame.
I consider that a blowout. In a playoff game where everybody's supposed to be good with each other.
That's not a blowout.
If you lose by 14
You're
points,
crazy. That's not a blowout.
I think time of possession could be 14 points and a really lopsided time of possession. And when that happens, it's a blowout.
yeah, exactly.
I don't know. I mean, I think that.
He's stealing.
This is the playoff. This is the playoff.
I'm
So let me ask this real quick, not to belabor the point, but so you guys are expecting a close game, like a 3-point game. So let's just say you guys think Notre Dame's going to win, or
I think
or
it's gonna
Indiana,
be
one of the teams going to win.
10 or
Indiana by
less.
10. Indiana by
Okay,
10.
so yeah, then you wouldn't think a 14-point game is a blowout. If you're expecting a 3-point game and a team loses by 14, that's a blowout, right?
Yeah,
That's
I'm
disappointing.
expecting.
It's a semi-blowout.
Yeah.
7 to 10 points.
I'm going to say 31-10.
30. Wow.
Wow.
I bet you Indiana scores first.
I thought
And
you were a
then-
rational person, man.
I'm rational. I tell you where I lost it for Indiana because they really made me look, again, they made me look stupid too because I thought they would give Ohio State a better game. And they scored first,
Yeah.
and that was it.
Sure.
It was over after that. So,
It is true that Ohio State destroyed.
and I don't know that Ohio State's that much better than Notre Dame, to be honest with you. So,
All right. Saturday night Saturday afternoon. Sorry, I think it's like 3:30, 4 o'clock. Penn State is hosting SMU for a chance to play Boise State. This is the game that I feel is the biggest toss-up because Penn State's good, but they're ranked number 4 or number 3, I don't think they should be ranked number 3. They're not the number 3 team in the country. If you really think about who's the best teams in the country, they just happen to have won all their games except.
You got to go with home field advantage.
Home field in this
I mean,
case
this
is
is
going to be huge.
huge against a team like SMU.
Yeah, whiteout
Huge.
conditions in Penn State, and they also
And-
have.
If they're playing down in Tampa at a neutral field,
Yeah.
maybe I could go with SMU, but
yep.
no.
If that game was in Charlotte, like the
no.
SEC championship game, I would give
not,
SMU a shot.
Not at Penn State, no.
Not in 20 degrees below, not in 20 degrees and snowy and cold and 110,000 people screaming their heads off.
Penn State's going to be all over this.
Penn State's going to conquer SMU.
Those fans in Happy Valley have been waiting for this for a long freaking time, dude.
They'll chalk that up as a James Franklin big win.
Oh yeah,
And and remember,
Is it though a James Franklin big win?
yes, it's a playoff
Is it
win.
though?
This is the inaugural playoff. Every win's
Dude, yeah, if you win your first
that-
playoff game,
yeah.
So
How
that
many-
counts.
Nick
That
Saban
counts.
can never-
That's a big win beating
Well,
SMU.
So Nick Saban won in the 4-game playoff, but in the 12 game, Nick Saban will never be able to say he won a game in a 12-game playoff. Nick Saban can't say it.
It doesn't matter.
Lincoln
Nick
Riley
Saban
can't.
doesn't
Say,
want- Saban
I
doesn't
know, but I'm
care.
just saying. That's James
He can
Franklin.
do whatever he wants.
He wins this
He can
game.
win them all.
He can dine out for a year. At least he'll play Ohio State again.
So-
He can fire the playoff committee.
who do you think is better, Penn State or Clemson?
Penn State.
On a neutral field?
No, just any
Penn
field.
State, any field.
That's my thinking. Penn State on any field, and Clemson beat SMU. It was close, but Clemson beat SMU.
Oh,
I think Penn State on this one. And
Oh,
I
yeah,
think
I
it's
do
going to
too.
be big, at least 2 touchdowns.
I think Penn State wins it, but if Penn State played Clemson on a neutral field, I think that game's a toss-up.
If
I think
Penn
I'd go
State
Clemson.
If Penn State plays the way they played against Oregon, they're going to freaking win this game big time. But then again, because Oregon has a better offense than SMU. We can all agree with that, right?
Yes.
And Penn State was able to hold their own against Oregon most of that game. I mean,
I didn't watch it. I thought they were chasing Oregon the whole time.
they were chasing Oregon the whole time, but they were able to chase, right?
Okay.
Whereas,
They kept
I
up.
mean, but
Yeah.
Oregon is the hardest offense to stop. Like it's hard to keep them from scoring. SMU, they can be kept from scoring.
Yeah.
So I think that Penn State has a pretty solid defense. They're going to be fine against SMU. Penn State definitely wins this game.
Yeah.
But I mean, they're playing at home. They are the better team overall, and SMU
Now,
is going to be chasing Penn State if they want to win that.
no, and I know that the weather was a little different, but in that same game back in early September, Bowling Green stuck it to them. Bowling Green lost by it was like 41-38 or something like that, if I remember. So Penn State's gettable. I just think the weather is going to be such a big deal.
And the environment.
Yeah, it's just
I mean, SMU
You also just brought up something at the beginning of the season when everybody's still getting their sea legs.
Yeah,
That's
I
true.
know. I'm just saying. We talk about the environment. Penn State, damn near got upset by Bowling Green at home. In the perfect conditions. So I mean, just,
Tennessee is at Ohio State for a chance to play Oregon. Whew. That is going to be the best game of the week.
Did you all see that meme with all the names for the horseshoe? And the last one was Neyland North.
I'm
Neyland
telling
North.
you, man.
I don't know, man. I think that Tennessee has a. I mean,
Oh.
I don't have a
Tennessee-
lot of confidence. Sorry, Ripper the Predictor. I don't have a lot of confidence in Ohio State this season at all. And
think this game gets
Tennessee's.
ugly.
Yeah, this game could get
I
ugly
think
for sure.
you think this game's going to be good and close.
You think?
I'm going Tennessee all the way. Tennessee is going
Really?
to blow Ohio State out.
Tennessee by 50,
They're going
baby.
to blow them out. Vols by 50.
No,
Followed by 50.
no chance.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Ohio State wins this game.
I
No.
picked Ohio State. Yeah.
See, this is the one that's
Balls.
the most intense, right? Because Ohio State can totally win this game for sure. Tennessee can totally win this game.
They are not going to go into Ohio State. No. Tennessee will not lose to Ohio State.
Is it intimidating playing at the shoe?
Yes.
It is. Okay.
No,
I've never
it's
been there.
not.
I've never been watched the game there. So
Tennessee.
Should we start putting beers on
Tennessee
this?
does not care. About
I'm telling you right
Horseshoe.
now that's a
No,
prime
no,
game in
no.
Horseshoe.
Tennessee cares about it because they have
they play in much harder environments.
They have a
than
hard time playing in the swamp.
Horseshoe.
Where has Tennessee
The
lost
horseshoe.
this year? They lost 3, right?
yeah.
Yep.
They played in Athens.
Vanderbilt?
No, they beat
Yeah,
Vanderbilt.
they beat Vanderbilt.
They
Oh. I thought
They
everybody.
beat Alabama at home, but they had trouble in Oklahoma, and all the SEC fans made fun of Oklahoma Stadium.
LSU.
They had trouble there.
they struggle away. Then is that what we're saying?
Yes, they do struggle on the road.
Yeah.
Ah.
So
I'm trying to think who they even lost. I know they lost to Georgia, right? Did they play Georgia? They did. They lost. It was the same night as the South Carolina
Yep.
Missouri game. Yeah, they
Yeah.
lost to they lost to Georgia.
That's a tough environment.
Yeah, it was. But that game was close for a little while.
I mean,
but all 3 of Tennessee's losses were at away games, right?
I don't think they lost.
They didn't lose at home at all.
I can't remember.
Is that what we're saying?
Well, that's just,
We
I
can have
can't-
producers look it up, but I mean, it might take a little bit.
is that a relevant fact though?
I just think Ohio State.
Yeah, it's a relevant fact because they're going to Ohio to play a football game. Of
Ohio
course.
State don't lose
but
it there.
But it's
They
Ohio
They
State.
lost to Arkansas?
They lost to Georgia.
Yeah, so
They lost to Arkansas
Yeah.
at home.
that you're looking at last season. You're not looking at this season. They didn't lose to Arkansas this year.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I know. Trust me. When I
I
look
would
up
believe it.
Guys
when-
in the back were
the
wrong.
guys in the back room, man, you guys should get it right. Jeez, man.
Come on,
Get out of
guys.
here.
in
Get
the back.
yeah, they're in cheeks of the ear over there. So Ohio State, Tennessee. I think that we're divided on this on who's going to win this game. Then I see.
I mean,
I think that Ohio State win this game just because I'm feeling that Tennessee may not be the road team that we think they might be, and the fact that it's a home game for Ohio State. Both teams are pretty good, but man, I don't know, man. Tennessee.
I haven't been impressed with Tennessee since they started playing conference games. They were so great in those first 3 cupcakes.
That's true.
But then when
They're not blowing people out.
Nico Alphabet, as Rebel calls him, he hasn't looked. The Alabama game aside, he did look good in the second half.
How will their defense match up to Ohio State's offense?
So here's where I think Ohio State's going to be different because they got criticized for running the ball against Michigan.
Yep.
They have 3 first-round wide receivers, and Will Howard is good enough to get them the ball. I think they spread it around like Oregon would do. I think they're going to give Tennessee fits. I really do.
How did I miss Tennessee losing to Arkansas this season?
1914.
They did. It was at Arkansas.
And Arkansas.
Oh yeah, okay.
And you think they're going to come on?
Yes, absolutely. They beat Ohio State. I'm calling it.
And part of me, I hate to say this, I don't like Ohio State. Part of me is rooting for Ohio State.
I
Just because
think this
SEC fans have annoyed me all year long.
I think
It
this is
just
one of those.
means more to us. Crock-pot.
We need to put
More.
beers on this game. Apparently,
Yeah.
we haven't done a beer on a game in a long time.
No.
So us two are for Ohio State. That's me
Well, I'm
and
Ohio
me
State.
and Crockpot.
You were picking Tennessee.
All right, so
2 minutes ago.
I just said Ohio State.
I know, but like a minute before
Yeah,
that,
but then
you
I
were
started
talking
thinking
how good
about it.
Tennessee
I
was.
started thinking about it more, and I take.
I don't know. I think you're kind of wishy-washy.
I mean,
look, I'm
wishy-washy on my beer. If Ohio State wins, you buy me a beer, and if Tennessee wins, I'll buy you a beer.
Hey,
I mean, look,
deal.
Like
All
I'll
right.
take that deal.
I'm not 100% sold that Ohio State's going to win. I just think they're going to win. Like, I wouldn't put money on this game.
No.
No, I would definitely not put.
I think I'm gonna watch this game.
Definitely.
This is
Definitely.
gonna be a fun game to watch.
Who,
just to see
who
what
will be a
happens.
better matchup to Oregon, you think? Which team would match up better?
Well,
Tennessee's gonna match up better with
Neither.
Oregon.
Well, I'll tell you what. If
State.
Ohio State gets them again, Ohio State will beat them this time.
You think so?
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
They were one bonehead play away from
That's-
that game.
Plus
Yeah,
the
that's
game,
true.
Plus the game won't be at Oregon.
It'll be in the Rose Bowl,
Yep.
which
I've been there. That's not a very intimidating place.
no, but it's this Ohio State seems to play well there.
What?
Needs a little
It
updating.
does. It does.
No, leave the Rose Bowl alone. It's national treasure, man.
Yeah, they're not really into college football.
It's the
around.
granddaddy of them all.
Yeah,
It's a dump on the
Pay for flea
outside.
markets on Saturdays.
It's a dump on the outside, but boy, inside is beautiful.
Yeah, it's okay.
Nah, you guys are crazy. Rose Bowl
Yeah.
is the best.
I've never been there.
I actually
I'm
got.
from there.
It's very surprising when you. Pasadena is really cool. I like Pasadena. When,
Oh, I love
but when
Pasadena.
you drive down through the little valley, or we call it a holler in West Virginia,
The hill.
You drive down the hill, and you get there to the stadium. You're like, boy, this looks like crap.
The
I mean,
hill?
it doesn't look great. You know what I mean?
But-
But inside, when they put that new grass down, they paint it all. It is pretty. It is beautiful in there for the
Yeah.
Rose Bowl. Not for UCLA game, for the Rose Bowl.
I like. The thing I didn't like about the Rose Bowl is you kind of sit. It's
It's fanned out. Yeah.
yeah.
No, it's not supposed to be intimidating. It's supposed to be elegant.
Kind of far away from the field.
Like the
I thought.
Coliseum in
Yeah.
Italy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You are far away from the field. It looks like to me. Like,
It is.
It's not a tall stadium at all.
It's a giant seashell.
Yeah, but it's
There's
told
not a
like
lot
what?
of tailgating. You have to take like a bus into it, and
It is kind of in the middle of a hole, isn't it? It is
it's
kind
in the
of
middle of a little neighborhood.
yeah,
It's
there's
a
like
little-
houses
it's a
up on the
little
It's in the
neighborhood,
valley. Yeah.
in the valley. Yeah.
Yeah. Flint Rock.
It is.
everything.
When you
beautiful.
get there, you're like what you see on TV from the blimp, and then what you see when you're on the ground, you're like, this don't look anything like what you see on TV. It's very different.
So there's no parking near there. You got to take a bus to get in.
No,
right.
it's got a giant parking lot, but
Yeah,
but it
goes
ain't got
all around the
it don't have
stadium.
field. It does have a golf course on the backside,
It does. It does.
but I don't know if they use that to tailgate or not. I don't know.
I think the schools can open up the tailgates.
I mean, who tailgates for USC games, right?
But they don't tailgate there like they do in the
USC
South.
don't play there.
They don't do
No,
that.
oh, that's
No,
right. Duh.
they play
I
at
was-
the LA Coliseum.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I was
that's
there
right,
for
sorry.
Northwestern in '96.
You went to the ball game,
Went to the game.
so what did the people did they use the golf course to tailgate on?
I have no idea. I rode a bus in. I was out there working, and I happened to be the only or one of like 4 guests in the hotel that wasn't kicked out because Northwestern took over our hotel. And so I made friends at the bar.
They played USC, didn't they?
They played
that was
USC,
Keyshawn
and they
Johnson's-
came back and won.
Yeah, that was Keyshawn Johnson's big coming out party, I think.
Clemson plays Texas for a chance to play Arizona State. Dude, both of these teams won the freaking lotto for who they're going to play after this. I'm telling you what, Clemson or Texas are going to beat Arizona State for sure. I mean,
I
Clemson
don't know.
maybe not
If
quite.
Clemson beat Texas, then maybe I'd reconsider if they could beat Arizona State. But I don't think Clemson can beat Texas.
No,
Where,
so either.
where
I
would
think
that game?
Texas
Where would
has
that game be? Where is that next game supposed to be?
Arizona State?
It's not in the Fiesta Bowl, is it?
I'm not sure.
Well, if it's in Fiesta Bowl, it's a home game.
Yeah, pretty much,
You know,
right?
I bet it's
yeah.
not though.
No,
A Peach Bowl or some crap like that.
yeah, we gotta have the producers look that one while we're talking. But Clemson versus Texas. I mean, Texas has been playing pretty good ball. It kind of depends on which Quinn Ewers comes out too, right? Because, like we've said, and it's been a couple weeks since he's played, so this guy, he'll have a dynamic game for 2 or 3 games in a row, and then all of a sudden he was just like, gets intimidated somehow, or maybe he went out drinking the night before. I don't know, but I don't think he's a big drinker by any means. But I mean, it just depends on which Quinn Ewers comes out. 'Cause-
Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl.
Peach Bowl.
Peach Bowl, okay, yeah. So you're gonna be playing in
That's a
Atlanta.
disadvantage for Arizona State, but whatever. Okay.
Yeah. So
And actually, that could be a huge advantage if Clemson were to upset Texas.
Yeah.
Not likely, but if it happened,
No, it'd be a home
that'd
game.
be a
yeah,
home
right down
game
the
for-
road. Yeah, you're gonna have a lot of fans there. So that'll be that. This is the game that I'm thinking that Texas is gonna blow out Clemson. I mean, in all honesty,
I agree with that.
Texas is such a good team. They have the right line. As long as they can protect Quinn Ewers, they'll be fine. They have the best backup quarterback in the country, probably. So Texas definitely wins this game. What do y'all think?
Agreed. Totally.
Chief,
I agree, but I'm still going to pull for Clemson.
you're gonna be wearing that Clemson shirt?
Absolutely. Now, of course, I got a new Longhorn this morning. I got a grandbaby born in Austin, Texas.
Congrats.
Thank you.
That's awesome. That's awesome to hear.
Uncle
Sorry, this
Horn.
bourbon, dude, got stuck in my throat. Holy cow! We should get sponsored by this company right
I
here.
feel like
man.
the
Whiskey Thief.
Whiskey Thief.
I'll tell you,
I feel like it stole your voice.
That place was so nice. It was so cool. It was really cool.
Yeah. Okay. So, hey, congrats. What's the baby's name?
Ava?
Ava. Okay, that's awesome. And how many pounds? Do you know?
I do now. I actually came in while we've been here.
Oh, remember the producers look it up. Oh, the producers are looking it up for you really fast. All right. So that's
5 pounds, 14 ounces.
That's awesome,
Oh, wow.
man.
She was a little.
She's a late one,
early.
yeah.
Yeah, she was a
10
little
10 days early.
10 days. Okay. My son was 2 months early. He was 3 pounds 10 ounces. Or
My
something like
twins were 2 months early.
Wow.
that. Oh, really?
Yeah, my twins were 8 weeks.
Twins
early.
are that's normal, right?
Sort of. We were trying to make it to 36.
Yeah.
My two were fatties. Over 8 pounds.
Mine would have been fatties if we had gone the length because they were 4.1 and 4.2.
Yeah.
we went the length all right.
You know what I got to say about that? What the fuck?
What the fuck?
What the fuck?
By the way, I'm pulling for Clemson, but Texas is going to win. Thanks for asking.
I want to know, man. Texas is going to win, but you're pulling for Clemson.
That's
Why?
my what the fuck.
Yeah, I'm pulling against all the SEC teams in this tournament.
Ah.
They made me mad this year.
So you're rooting for Clemson, but you think Texas is going to win?
Yeah.
Did you put that in your pool? Texas is going to win?
I didn't pick all the way out.
Okay, gotcha. So
I wanted to test to see if you were lying to me. Then I could get mad if it locked me out.
Oh,
would you have been mad at me?
No.
No. Of course not.
I just said, that's stupid, Ray. I should have known better.
Chopper, who's winning this game? Texas or Clemson, man? Come on in.
This is all Texas. Hook 'em horns.
Yeah, dude.
yeah.
I called Texas at the beginning of the year to win the national championship, I believe.
That's a good call.
But I don't know if they're going to.
They could.
It depends upon which Quinn Ewers plays for the next 6 weeks, you know?
Are you sure about that?
What?
I got to check. I'm going to check the tape on that one. I don't remember you saying anything about Texas.
No, I told
Okay, I'm
Texas.
going to check.
But he said Liberty.
I'm pretty sure.
No, I called Liberty to be the one that's in the playoffs as the top group of 5 team.
I think he said it was going to be Liberty versus Florida. I'm almost positive.
I would never. I did not have that much confidence in Florida.
Maybe he picked Florida State. No, he never would do that.
No.
Oh.
But nobody thought
Missouri.
Florida State was going to do what they did this year. Jesus, man, that was terrible. All right, so what the fuck, Chief? What the fuck, man?
I don't have a what the fuck.
What?
No.
You're supposed to have a what the fuck. All right, that's fine. Sheik's always has a good what the fuck. She actually has 2 to 3 what the fuzz. What the
I do,
fuck?
but I yeah.
You gonna go with one?
I'm going to start with.
You should let Chief borrow a what the fuck.
I don't think he wants to.
Oh, okay, that's fine.
The Eagles are ranked number 1 by the NFL.
Number 1.
But that's not what
The AP.
That's a yay.
The AP top 25 poll for the NFL.
Yes, yeah.
Biggest
That's it.
a-holes in the NFL.
All right. But anybody see the Redskins on Sunday other than Crockett?
Crockpot's always watching the Redskins on Sundays, so I did not.
The ending was epic.
Tell me more.
You probably guys have heard of a guy named Spencer Rattler.
I do, yeah. I've heard of him once or twice.
Yes,
Heard.
He came in to replace Derek Carr, who got injured. And with the seconds ticking down on the clock, they were 1 point down and decided to go for a 2-point conversion instead of tying up the game and going into overtime and muffed it.
Oh, that's terrible.
It was terrible.
What the fuck,
What
Spencer
the fuck?
Rattler? All right. Chop. You got to have a what the fuck, man. Come on, brother.
Well, so I had this sent to me.
Come on into the microphone. Tell me more.
This is Cam Newton.
Ooh.
Everybody's favorite quarterback, Cam Newton.
Your favorite
Coach,
I
quarterback.
thought he was a fashion model.
He is. He's that and a
Peacock.
quarterback.
Oh, God.
He's the greatest guy
Ever.
for Auburn people. But somebody was trying to request his number 2 jersey at Auburn, right?
Uh-huh.
And he does not like that. He says it's going to dilute his legacy.
What?
Are you serious?
Yeah. Can you believe somebody would want to request his jersey?
Huh.
No.
That's
No, I
so
can't.
wrong.
Wow.
I mean, nobody should ever request that.
Did he dress the way he does now when he was at Auburn?
No.
He didn't have that kind of money.
He didn't have NIL money.
Well,
Yeah, you
when-
don't have any money.
When you were still on laptops and stuff, you couldn't be identified. You wanted to try to be as incognito as possible.
That's true.
Hey,
He did dress like that
he
when he
did that.
started with
He
the
did that at
Panthers.
Florida.
He didn't start dressing like that after that car wreck where I think he hit his head.
Yeah, I agree.
I ain't
when the
kidding
truck
you.
turned over? Yes, I
that's when things started
agree.
going a little cuckoo for him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the Antonio Brown thing.
Oh,
He was-
yeah.
All right. My what the fuck. You got what the fuck?
I got a what the fuck.
You got what the fuck? You got what the
Yay.
fuck?
It's
I'm impressed.
It's a what
Give it
the
to me.
It's a what the fuck.
Mountain Mama, give it to me.
It's a what the
Give it to me, Mama. Give it to me, Mama. Give it to me, Mama.
Calm down.
Ew.
That's enough of the whiskey thief for you.
Ew. Yeah, ew.
Yeah.
So to all the SEC fans out there crying about getting left out, I'm gonna
God, you are such an SEC hater now.
I'm just so sick
the
of hearing
South has destroyed you.
I'm so sick of hearing it. So here's the NFL standings in the NFC right now. Okay, the Lions are 12-2. The Eagles are 12-2. Number 3 is the Buccaneers. They're 8-6. Number 5.
What a wonderful team.
Number 5 is the Minnesota Vikings. They're 11-2. They're number 5. If the playoffs started today, they would have to go to the number 4 seed, the 8-6 Los Angeles Rams. You know why? Because that's how we do things in American football. Just because you got a really good record does not mean you should jump up and be one of the top 3 teams. It's how it plays out. So the Rams, because they're in the same division with the Lions, and the Packers are also really good, that would be the SEC of the NFC. Well, guess what? The Packers might even make the playoffs because a team like the Redskins, 9-5, they may finish 9-8, still getting over top of them. So my point is quit complaining SEC when you only get 3 teams in, because in the NFL they do it that way too. And the Vikings could finish 15-2 and play their first playoff game on the road to a team that could be 8-9. That's just how it works, guys. What the fuck, the SEC fans is get over it. Don't lose to Vanderbilt. Don't lose to whoever Ole Miss lost to, and all that other and all the other whining, crying. Not South Carolina. I have been saying all along, South Carolina got hosed. I give them a pass. But everybody else, stop your crying. The greatest league in the world, the NFL, does this way. You guys can play by the rules in college football.
I feel like you're.
Holy shit, where's the Tylenol?
I feel like you're thieving our joy.
No, I'm just saying it like it is.
You're
Did
a
you
terrible
forget
person.
to take your Xanax?
No, I'm just.
Hey, it's okay. It's
You're
okay.
a terrible
we're
person.
Still going to win the
Now I know
national
what-
championship, and you're
Who's
still
we?
not going to like us.
Who's
the
we?
SEC.
Florida's not winning the national championship.
Yeah, Auburn's not winning the national championship.
Yeah.
Florida's not winning the national championship. You know who
No,
else
I
ain't
said,
winning?
I said the SEC.
You know who else
is
ain't
gonna
winning? Alabama. Alabama ain't going to win it either because they did get the playoffs.
win. Well, I said the SEC is going to win.
And Tennessee ain't going to win it either because they're going to lose to Ohio State.
I don't think so.
Bourbon makes you feisty.
It does. Wow.
I love the SEC. The fans have really gotten on my nerves.
You're saying I'm on your
Except for
nerves?
USC's fans.
South Carolina's a pass
It's definitely
because they're-
Chopper. It's Choppers on your nerves?
No,
We-
I like 4 and 8 teams.
We live for haters. We do.
I'm
We
not
do.
a hater,
We
man.
do.
The
We do.
SEC
because
is-
it just makes us just fires our
The SEC
feel
is
we need.
the SEC is the best league in college, but the way the thing is set up, somebody's gonna get their feelings hurt, and you just have to live with it.
You want to know what my what the fuzz?
You're bruised right now.
Y'all want to hear my what the fuzz?
Yes, please.
Yeah.
I hope it's the last time to say this guy's
I hope
name.
it's happy what
but
the fuck.
DJ Uwe Ungalale, right?
That's good.
I know that was good, right? I practiced it before the show. So DJ Uwe Ungalale, he's declaring for the NFL draft. Where do y'all think he goes? What pick do you
Cleveland
think
Browns.
he gets?
Canada.
Yeah,
British
Jameis
Columbia.
Winston.
British Columbia. Okay, so he's
Calgary
declaring for
Roughriders.
he's not declaring for the NFL draft. He's doing it for the CFL draft.
Yes.
Okay.
I think he might end up being a sideline judge for the soccer teams over in England.
What the fuck, DJ? I hope I never have to see your name again, man.
I don't think you will.
He could be
I wanna
Patrick
say it
Mahomes'
again.
backup, right?
Yeah.
That guy never's good.
Yeah,
That
I was
guy
saying,
never
watch him
goes in.
become
Right?
the next Tom Brady.
You know where I think it really is going to go?
Where?
The Bachelor.
The Bachelor.
Why?
Yeah, maybe.
Why do you say that?
Because they like washed up football players.
He was a college football player. He played college football
He's a
at 14
player.
different
Yeah,
schools.
Aaron Rodgers' brother was on there.
Uh-huh.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, yeah.
I forgot. And David Palmer was too, right?
Yep.
Are you a Bachelor
Yeah, I
fan?
played Jesse Palmer.
Holy
Jesse
crap.
Palmer, yeah.
Yeah.
This guy, the Mountain Mama.
I
He
did not
loves
know.
some-
I did
he
not
loves
watch
some
it.
Bachelor, dude.
I did not watch it.
Oh,
I did
you
not
All
watch
into
it.
the rose.
No.
You just listened to it while your wife was watching it?
No,
Yes, that's it.
no.
Thank you
No.
for the excuse.
I mean, I listen to a lot of sports talk, and they talk about that stuff.
All right. Hey, man. Hey.
Why can't a mountain guy ever make it?
I know.
On The Bachelor.
Yeah.
We could get the match. No, he's a very nice wife. She's beautiful.
Oh,
very
Amy's
nice person.
wonderful, yeah.
We're not throwing him on The Bachelor.
I think he's talking about just any mountain.
Unless there's like,
Mountain guy on the Bachelor. That's what I'm
Mountain
saying.
oh, I was
Look at
thinking
your son.
Bachelor,
No, that's
Bachelor,
okay.
Bachelor Swingers Edition. No, you ain't down with that. Okay.
No upside down pineapples at my place, but
Hey, thank y'all to our listeners. Thank you guys for joining us for another week of Guys We're Talking.
Sports.
See ya.